Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the border dispute between Nepal and India. Let us first start with the Sugauli Sandhi or Sugauli Treaty between British India and Nepal in 1816. Nepal recently objected regarding the road construction done by India at the area of Kalapani that goes till Lipulekh. The Nepal government claims that according to the official Sugauli Treaty done in 1816, these lands belongs to Nepal. Currently, these areas are controlled by Indian government. Nepal is claiming those areas. The Treaty of Sugauli was signed on 2nd December 1815 between East India Company and King of Nepal following Anglo-Nepalese War that was started in 1814 till 1816. This treaty was officially ratified on 4th March 1816. So, in 1814, there was a start of a war between East India Company and Nepal. In those times, India was ruled by British and was named East India Company. This East India Company wants to trade with Tibet, and for East India Company want to go through Nepal and reach Tibet. The Nepal government didn't want to give this route to East India Company. During those times, Girvane Yuddha Bikram Saha was the king of Nepal and he was just 16 years old. Bhimsen Thapa was the Mukhtiar or Prime Minister of Nepal and de facto ruler of Nepal from 1806 to 1837. Bhimsen Thapa aggressively expanded the boundaries of Nepal kingdom, and before the Anglo-Nepalese War, the territory of Nepal was spread from Sutsel River in the west, Tista River in the east. And General Amar Singh Thapa of Nepal played a leading role in the war. The Anglo-Nepalese War was fought between Nepal and British East India Company as the result of border tension in Oudh region. Trade dispute as British wanted to trade with Tibet and because of ambitious expansion of both of the powers. Nepal was expanding its kingdom rapidly and reached till Kangarda till Sikkim. During the start of the war, Nepal was winning initially as British were not used to fight inside the jungles or in the hilly areas. The Gorkha army of Nepal fought furiously, but because of the better weapons with the British East India Company, British East India Company finally wins the war after 2 years. When Gorkha army of Nepal felt that they cannot win the war, then they signed a treaty named Treaty of Sugauli with British East India Company in Sugauli, which is currently located in Bihar, India. According to this treaty, Nepal accepted a British resident that represents British Empire. Nepal lost its 1/3 territory. The land that was previously won by Nepal, like Garhwal, Kumaon, Sikkim, Darjeeling, were taken by East India Company. The Gorkha soldiers can be used by the British Empire for war purpose, and in fact during Second World War that started in 1939 till 1945, a total of 250,280 served the British Army. They earned 2,734 hours and suffered around 32,000 casualties. Till now, there are lots of Nepalese Gorkha and British Army. They fixed the river as the border, that is Mahakali River in the west and Meche River in the east. Till this date, these rivers fixed the boundaries between Nepal and India. So the bottom line is, boundary of Nepal is fixed from Meche River to Mahakali River. As close neighbors, India and Nepal share a unique relationship of friendship and cooperation characterized by open borders and deep-rooted people-to-people contact of kinship and culture. There has been a long tradition of free movement of Nepal across the border. The kind of close relation Nepal has shared with India historically has not been shared with any other countries. Nepal and Indians can cross each other's borders without any kind of visa. They can also work in each other's countries. So now, let me talk about the dispute. The Kalapani region in Uttarakhand is the main region. The problem arises where the river comes from two different sources. One source appears to be a proper source, which Nepal claimed the source of Mahakali River from one point, whereas India claimed from the other side that looks like a small stream of river. The more common sense is the source claiming by Nepal, as it is wider stream of source should be used to define the border. Even the British claimed this as a border in this chart and defines this west side as claimed by Nepal as the border, which was done in 1827 by British. So after the treaty, this disputed area belonged to Nepal. But after some years, British realized the importance of those lands, as this is strategically important to do trade with China. A map prepared by a hydrographer of the East India Company in 1827, a map published in London in 1830, a map of Germany published in 1834, a map published from London in 1835, and old maps from 1841 and 1846 shows that the Limpudhara region is in Nepal. Cleverly, after around 40 years, Britishers changed their map and in around 1860 and claimed the Eastern River as the boundary. Back then, Nepal didn't show any problem as there were no people living there and they were not using those areas. Nepal let this area go to British, and from then till 1947, till British control India, this has been considered the border ever since. After India got independent from British, this was the border. Even the kings of Nepal didn't have any problem with this unofficial border and kept this area out of Nepal's map. During the India-China War in 1960, India militarized this disputed area with Indian army with the permission of Nepal, and Nepal did not have any problem with that. Since then, there is a presence of Indian army in this disputed area. Nepal began to show concern about the border dispute after it got democracy from the monarch ruler in around 1990s. After all official documents, Nepal realized that this area should be under Nepal's control. In May 2015, India and China signed a trade agreement to use the Lipulekh Pass, a trade route, and this is at the point when the Indian and Nepal relations started to become cold. Nepal claimed that the Kalapani region comes under Nepal's territory. The Nepal government said it has consistently maintained, as per the Sugauli Treaty of 1816, all territories east of Kali, that is Mahakali River, including Limpudhara, Kalapani and Lipulekh, belong to Nepal, and this claim has been made known to Indian government. A border dispute is brewing between both the countries. With tension escalating on both sides, official recommends table talk as soon as possible. The controversy started after Nepal officially launched out with its new map, including Lipulekh, Kalapani and Limpudhara as part of their territory, which they had not earlier, and the areas which are under India's control in present days. If you look at the new map of Nepal, the northern west tip of Nepal, which is of triangular shape, is of disputed area, which is about 300 square kilometers. Nepal believed that this area rightfully belongs to Nepal, whereas India believed it is India's. The Indian government in November 2019 released a new map of India in which the region of Kalapani was claimed to be under India, which triggered the Nepal's government. And when the Indian Defense Minister inaugurated a new road on 8 May 2020, which was about 80 kilometers long, the Nepal-India border, and goes till Lipulekh. The Nepal government was upset by this news, as they believed that this Lipulekh comes under Nepal, and India constructed this road without any permission or agreement from Nepal. The Indian government claims that this area comes completely under India, and therefore they do not need to consult with Nepal or ask their permission. The situation got worse as there was a protest in Nepal regarding this road passing through disputed border area Lipulekh Pass. The Nepal government then released its new map showing Lipulekh and Kalapani as a part of their territory. Sugauli Treaty was the last treaty in which both sides were in agreement. There were no treaty afterwards that decides the border. On that basis, the western boundary would be decided by Mahakali River, which is divided into two, but it is clearly visible that the wider is Mahakali River, so this disputed area should come under Nepal. But Nepal didn't say nothing for all these years from 1860, and Nepal didn't object then. But Nepal just got its democracy after 1990s. There are treaty agreements, evidence of crop payments and documents, as well as dozens of such reports published by India's Ministry of Water Resources, which shows Limpudhara as the source of the Mahakali. The agreement reached between China and Nepal on October 5, 1961, clearly states that Lipulekh is within Nepalese border. All the pre-1960 maps in British Library clearly shows that the source of Kali River is Limpudhara. The map of India in 1967 also clearly shows that the river Kali came from Limpudhara. It is clear that the Kali River is a border river and a trilateral point is Limpudhara, if it is considered as per the treaty. The Kali River, which originates from Limpudhara, has a large volume of water, a large catchment area, flows further, and is deeper. Receipts paid by the Ministry of Land Management, Cooperatives, and Poverty Alleviation from the receipt of payment of land in Baitati Gauda in 1997, voter list of 2015, census of 2018, diplomatic notes of different periods of time have come out as an evidence. Nation is not only geography. Every citizen living within that geography should be able to feel belonging to the nation. So, these are the ongoing arguments between Nepal and India. Thank you.